So I've got a few ideas for the joke we can do at the start. Firstly...
Look, I'm really not interested. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Pomcast, now officially not sponsored by Arnott's Tim Tams. My name is Jarrod.
Hey, I'm David, and we got my laptop fans under control. We turned off the boiler.
Yep.
We got a nice quiet room.
We're getting rid of the background noise, all for your benefit. And this week we're going to start off...
it's mainly my benefit when editing it, so I don't have to go, why is there this low hum in the background?
I was lying to them for their benefit, David. Anyway, this week we're going to talk about concerts and professional performances first up.
Concerts?
Well, I went to one on Friday night.
What? I don't know.
I thought I told you where I went.
Yeah, you probably did.
All right, fine. Well, I shall discuss it. I went and saw Nozzle Brass at the, I was about to say London Philharmonic Hall. No, the Liverpool.
And who are they?
Nozzle Brass are a 7-piece Austrian brass group that do, and they sort of comedically act as well as play. It's a bit of it's a whole event. It's a whole comedic sketch with brass instruments, and they are utterly fantastic. They have one guy on tuba and 3 gentlemen who play trumpet, and some of them
just the one trumpet.
No, like they all have their own trumpets.
Okay.
And some of them also have...
I was going to say, that could be a little awkward.
Yeah. Some of them also have flugelhorns, the trumpet players, and they swap between them. And then they have 3 trombonists with their own trombones. And one of them, whose name is Leonard Paul,
has 2 first names.
Yes. He also plays the bass trumpet, which is one of the most gorgeous sounding things I've ever heard. It's lovely, lovely instrument. I really, really want it. But it was a really enjoyable 2 hours. It's the first time I've been to one of their performances. They've been to Australia, I think. I can't remember whether it was twice, whether I'm dreaming it was twice, or whether it's just the one time I had the opportunity to see them and had to work. But I think they've been twice. And yeah, I've always wanted to see them, and I'm very happy now that I've gotten to see them live. But yeah, it was great. I got to see inside the Liverpool Philharmonic building, and that was stunning. Larger than I expected. It's quite Art Deco inside. Really, really well maintained, which was quite nice. So I thought I'd bring it up because, you know, people... One thing when you're in music, everybody says to you, it's just like, what concerts have you been to see? What have you enjoyed seeing live? And I have a very, very small list of things that I've actually seen live. I don't know what yours is like.
2.
Okay,
seen 2.
2. What have you seen?
George Watsky.
I don't know who that is.
He's a rapper. Damn.
Great.
Yep. That was, for some reason, he was like, come to Australia, we won't make any money though, because he's so far away, but we're gonna do it anyway. And then they came, and I went, and it was just in like a small bar thing in Melbourne, in Collingwood. That's probably wrong, but...
So what's the other one that you've seen?
Dylan Joel. Like, another rapper. I don't know what's with the...
You've seen 2 rappers?
Yeah, and I don't even listen to rap music very much.
I don't even consider them artists, so...
It's more hip-hop. Hip-hop?
Yeah, that doesn't really do much for me either.
Then you get melodic hip-hop, which is jazz.
Yeah. If we really want to go down that semantic route, sure.
Yeah.
Well, my first thing that I ever saw live, paid to see live, what I consider my first gig, was Mumford & Sons in the Rod Laver Arena. That was glorious. And then I saw, not long after that, what's his name? Fuck.
Jeff.
No.
Barry. Johnson. Gerald. Cardamom.
Oh, I can't remember.
Charlemagne.
It was when I had...
Beatrice.
No, it was when I had to take... I was given the ticket because I was the only one on green P plates and could take everybody in the car to Melbourne.
Pennyfeather.
No, but... Fuck, I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter about the name of it, but I saw them. Saw him live in the Anthenium, which was really quite cool. And then, since then, I haven't really seen many others. I've seen stage shows and things. I've seen professional productions of Hamlet and A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, but they don't really count.
How do they not count? There's still artists and actors on stage, and there's still people in a pit orchestra playing along. In the case of... Which one was that? Chicago that I saw. There was a pit orchestra in that. Warhorse and the Shakespearean ones all had recordings that went on. So, but yeah, it was... Monozzle were fantastic. Anybody, if you get the opportunity and they're coming to your city, go and see them. The music is glorious and the comedy is top notch. It's like watching a musical Mr. Bean sketch, or Rowan Atkinson sketch. It's quite humorous.
Great.
Yeah. So that was my Friday evening. That was quite good. So I don't know what you got up to. Probably sat in the chair.
I don't like live music. It's too loud.
Sorry?
I don't like live music.
Because it's too loud.
Yeah, it's too loud, and I can't hear it very well, and you got to stand up usually.
It's a bit different when you've got when you've got an orchestra or something in front of you, or actual musicians, not just people smashing their hands on a keyboard or and calling them block chords, or guitarists that think they've got skill but they kind of don't.
Oh no.
But that's just me being quite picky because I have a very select taste in music. But Eric Whittaker's the other one that I saw. I was trying to remember who it was. Saw that at Monash University. That was quite good. The choral master. So that was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was with some friends that were utterly enamoured by his existence. They went up and they all fangirled and got him to sign things. And I couldn't quite understand why they loved him so much. But yeah, he's a very good musician. He's very good at what he does. And he's actually a choral conductor that I could follow. He had a beat. That was surprising. So yeah, that's good. So you've been to a whole 2 live performances and they've been rappers.
Yep. Well, they do rap. Amongst other genres. Stuff.
They rap what?
Presents. For you.
Presents.
Present. And you go to the though. Then
David actually within the last minute has reverted back to his 4-year-old self with a beard. It's quite funny. He's like a foot tall and running around, and
it's really itchy.
Oh, great. Excellent. What have you got to talk about next?
Oh, shit. I don't know. That's Is it GIF or is it GIF?
Oh, not this. No, if it was GIF, would be spelt with a J, not a G, as in GIF, the cleaning product. GIF, because you fall down into a G noise. G, you slide down, so it is GIF. GIF? GIF. Now my brain's getting confused.
Point didn't make any sense.
No. Anyway.
But the creator of the format says it's GIF.
Well, he's an idiot and wrong.
He made it.
But the masses... But yes, but then that could also be said for, what was it? It was J.K. Rowling came out and said that Voldemort's name is actually Voldemort and the T should be silent. But she doesn't force that upon the masses who have just become to accept it as Voldemort. It was used in all 8 films as Voldemort, not Voldemort. So
That's because Voldemort sounds better.
I don't think it really matters, but in this case...
It's got a better stop on the end. Voldemort.
Yeah.
Sounds like he just kind of end Voldemort drifts off into the nowhere. Voldemort.
Very definitive.
Yeah, there it is.
But GIF is what is written.
GIF.
Not GIF. It's not GIF.
Alright.
Don't roll me up about grammar. Don't. Because then my tongue tie comes into play and then I make stupid mistakes. So, with that annoying interlude, you would bloody grammar. Had an email from a friend who wrote it after he listened to last week's podcast.
Right.
Which I found quite funny. And now I'm trying to remember where he actually put the questions in.
Put it everywhere. There's the question. It's...
No, I think it may have actually been
Well...
on Messenger. Anyway.
You fucked that up, haven't you?
One of the questions he asked was, who's Doris?
Who's... What do you mean, who's Doris?
She lives in the corner of the room. She's currently a pot plant.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
It's a bit dusty.
It is a bit dusty. She's very old. Doris is very, very, very old. Some say ancient.
What? Who? You?
Yeah, me. Yeah, oh. I'm ancient. I love being ancient. It's great. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I got a couple of things wrong when talking about Nintendo and Mega Man and all that. Mega Man is owned by Capcom, not Nintendo. And Sega has not been bought out by Nintendo ... yet. So I presume at some point Nintendo will eat everything they can get. And I haven't actually, in response to this other question, I haven't heard an ice cream plan. Ice cream plan?
I love an ice cream plan. $30 a month gets you 4 scoops of ice cream per day. Your choice of flavours, plus you got add-ons. You can get them waffle cones for an extra 50p.
You started off in dollars and then you moved to another currency.
Yeah.
Good work. Might want to include in that plan also a gym membership to work off all the ice cream you've eaten.
Work off?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm eating ice cream in the first place? Gotta get that weight.
That weight.
Yeah, that weight. The ice cream weight.
Trust me, you don't want it.
Oh. Alright then.
No.
Still gonna eat ice cream though. I just won't gain weight.
I know, it's really frustrating that you don't. No, I have not heard an ice cream van, not plan, play Greensleeves. Because and as soon as I read that, I thought about it. I'm like, yes, that's the normal ice cream van music. With the creepy, chimey bells coming out of that horrible speaker on top of the van.
Is that what they meant to play?
Well, it's the one that I can remember from when I was a kid, because there was an ice cream van that used to trundle around Kangaroo Flat. Yeah. And I thought every other one that I've heard has played Greensleeves. So I don't know where the Teddy Bear's Picnic has come from. And the creepy classical music thing that they occasionally play. There might be another van. Maybe they're having a war over the territory. An ice cream war. Soft serve guns. That could be funny to watch, to be honest. Really funny to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I died. Sorry. Marimbula is A song.
Also a place. But yes, more to the point, it is a song.
In an album.
Yes.
And that album is...
It's called Down to Earth by Flight Facilities, which was released in 2014.
Years ago.
Yes, years ago. Yeah.
Millennia ago. Sorry, I
Um,
have to be wrong wildly.
yeah, I really like... I listen to it quite a lot. There's not a lot of albums that I will go back to and listen to through the entire thing. But this one in particular I do. It's nice and varied, and there's modern sort of takes on music, and then they've stolen a few things from classical music and got different artists to sing and
Art.
artist.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Yeah.
Put that on my ear holes.
Well, what did you think? I don't want to talk about it because I'll just gush over it for 10 minutes.
You bastard.
Well, go on, give your counterpoint.
Very well. First point I'd like to make. Sick vibes. Important on the spelling though. Sick is spelled S-I-Q, and vibes is V-I-I-I-B-Z, all lowercase.
Sec vibes.
What is wrong with you?
I don't understand the youth.
What?
I don't. I just don't.
Flight facilities. Down to earth. Yeah, I listened to the album about... I just listened to it fully once and then went through some bits of some other songs. There's a lot of genres in there.
Yeah, there is.
Like various electronic genres, and then it's like hip-hop and jazz and disco and funk and pop.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, okay. First thing I noticed was the lack of notice that I had to, like, sound design. Because you told me it was, like, an electronic album, so I was like, okay, sound design. It's part of electronic music. Just really in there. Didn't have any interesting sound design. It was all just pretty much stuff I've heard all before. But that was alright. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. Lots of bass.
Yeah, bass is good.
Deep and clean and there and bass. Also lots of electric piano and Rhodes. Just more towards the latter half of the album. They're just like, hello.
Yeah.
What are the chords for the next 4 minutes? Drum beats are tight and repetitive, as the genre demands.
Yes.
And then a few of the songs. Two Bodies, which is the second song after the intro bit thing. That has some... I'm not sure what the quote is. The audio recording at the start that's like layered over. Not sure where that's from, but
I'm pretty... is that the one about the riots?
I don't know, but it's
No, is that another album?
another part I remember was it was like not being ashamed of your art.
No, that's not about the riots then.
No, I think that...
No, that's another album. Don't worry. Sorry, I'm thinking about something else.
Fuck. No, yeah, just not being ashamed of your art and what you create. As long as you're not ashamed of it, then it's fine. Even if it's how something's commercial, then there's some connotation that it is not art.
That it's not worth. Yeah, that it's not worth anything. That you've sold out.
That
It's not the case.
No,
In any way, shape, or form.
it means you can sell it.
Yeah, it means you're
it's
successful at the art. It means people want to own it, which is
Good.
the capitalist point. But we live in a capitalist society, so that's what you have to do.
Yes. So that was pretty cool. I also noticed that like the songs are all mixed together, the endings and beginnings. Not
Yes.
all of them, but a lot of them.
They do follow on from one another.
Most of it does. Hold Me Down is definitely reminiscent of Michael Jackson and 80s, 90s pop stuff. I was like, great. Walking Bliss is a bit daft punky.
Yes.
Which is nice. Enjoy that. It's just nice. It's just nice to listen to. It's just there. You're like, cool. So the ones I like from that, Sunshine, which is it's a more funky one.
Yeah.
It's got some funky stuff to it. Walking Bliss, which is talked about, Hold Me Down. And then, of course, there's Down to Earth, and probably one everyone's heard, which is Crave You.
Yes, which is the one that everybody knows.
I swear that was that released in 2014 with the album?
Yeah. It didn't get picked up for quite a while.
I swear I heard it ages before that. For some reason, in my mind, when I hear that, it just reminds me of...
It may not have... When did the single come out? Because they had a very, very, very staggered release of everything that they've done. Because that's the only album they've done.
Oh. Crave You. 2010.
Yeah, so almost a decade ago.
No, that's a remix.
That's a remix one. So...
I knew it was old.
Yeah. But they redid everything for the album. Yeah, go and listen to the album, because otherwise David singing it may ruin it for you. But the thing that I really enjoy about their music is that a year after the album was fully released, they then did a concert with the MSO playing all of the background music to it. So there was the electronic elements to it.
Capiche.
But then the entire orchestra played along as well.
Gross.
And it's stunning. That is... The album of that one is titled Live with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra by Flight Facilities. And it's a little bit longer than the standard album. But goddamn, it's good.
Goddamn.
There's not a lot of music that I get lost listening to that I can just have on and will be there. But that, because it involves new modern ideas with music, which is electronically crafted sounds, what David you do, to which is what I do, which is orchestral, traditional, having an instrument in your hands and learning it and learning that craft with that specific thing.
Mash it together.
Yeah.
With a hammer.
It can be successfully done.
With a garlic crusher.
Yes, we do tend to pulverize the artists together in that way. But yeah, it's really good. I'm glad that you've listened to it. And that
I liked 5 songs out of it. Didn't care for the rest, but sure.
No, yeah, but you're not going to like every single... There's not an album on the planet that you're going to like every single song from. I don't care who you are lying. If
I know.
You,
if I say I like 5 songs.
Yeah, no. But I know, but it's a point that some people make. It's also about books. There's always a study that comes out that's going, people have lied about reading these books. 1984 is always one that crops up. People go, I've read it, and they've never read it. They just say they've read it to make them seem better. Or like with Pride and Prejudice or Great Expectations or something like that.
Not read any of them.
Do you know who wrote them?
Nope.
1984 is George Orwell.
Great.
British writer. An essayist.
Essayist?
Pride and Prejudice? You don't know who wrote that?
I have no idea.
Jane Austen?
I don't know who that is.
Great Expectations
Do not
was...
pay attention.
Yeah, but this is stuff that's brought up in high school English.
No?
Great Expectations was written by Charles Dickens, and it's hugely long and hugely boring, and the only reason it's hugely long is because he got paid for each word that he wrote, rather than the quality of the content. He was paid for quantity rather than quality, which is a really bad mechanism.
Well, and the 1 year difference between our education, I guess they just dropped all of that stuff. Or I have no idea.
Well, you went to a different high school to me, and I also had rather unconventional teachers to a certain extent. They didn't really follow the curriculum.
Oh.
At least they didn't with me.
It's your fault then.
Probably.
Great.
Mm.
Bum, bum. So if you're 100 pages into a book and you hate it, can you throw it away? I'd say yes.
I would also say yes. I have half-read books on my bookshelf at home that I'm never going to pick up again. I've left the bookmark in there as a marker to be like, don't go back to this book, because it is, in the case of the second book from the Hunger Games series, so poorly written that I can't even bear to go another page into it because it makes me want to cry. Not only because of...
Funnily enough, the better movie, though, the second one.
Well, I've only ever seen the first movie as well.
The first one's crap. It's just, you're like,
Well,
it's a nice premise, but then
Yeah, but it's...
Like, the action shots they're so shaky, the cameraman's just, like, doing cartwheels. I don't know why. Just like, whoa, stuff's happening.
Well, it's the premise, the whole story idea has been nabbed from somebody else anyway, so I don't believe that Susan Collins is a great writer or, well, a really great artist, to be frank. She's flogged. Susan Collins. What did I say?
Frank.
What? Did I?
What?
Did I say Frank Collins?
No. Making a joke because you said to be frank. It's like, Susan. Susan Strong.
Sorry, I didn't.
What's your point?
I.
You don't like the Hunger Games.
No,
well done.
But to get back to your original question, yes, it's probably okay. Probably okay. No, it is okay if you're not enjoying a book to be able to go, no, I'm not going to finish that.
It's gone forever. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's like Animal Farm. I really didn't like Animal Farm. Did you read that in high school?
No, never heard of it until you told me about it like a month ago or something.
How did you miss all of that?
Is it by George Orwell?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. When you told me like 2 months ago.
It's how they teach high school students about communism.
Well, I didn't get taught about communism. Maybe. I just don't remember. It's one of those two situations.
I know, with you it's always one of those two situations.
Usually I remember if I've learnt about something, but not actually anything about it.
You remember it being brought up as subject matter, but you can't remember the actual matter.
What? Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Books. It's okay to dislike books, and you don't have to finish them.
Because, they might have a shit story. Segue, speaking about stories, story time. Jarrod's got a story. Would you like to tell us?
I do have a story.
Oh, no.
So when I was in grade 5, my primary school... Well, they did camps every year, starting from grade... Well, said they started it from grade 2. Grade 2, you'd stay over at the school for a night. As I got older, I felt sorry for the teachers that had to do that.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Go home.
And then from grade 3, you'd actually go out of the school and stay somewhere. In grade 5, in a lot of rural areas, I say rural, but...
Bendigo's a country town.
Yes. You go to Melbourne on urban camp and you stay in a youth hostel and you catch trams and you go to science works and all of this lovely stuff.
It's just funny, and I did that. They're just like, okay, here's your small group of plebs. Now go into the city and just get to this point. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Yeah, just go there. It's like halfway across the center of the city. Just catch a tram or yeah. I just walked.
Yeah,
I just walked there.
See, we were shepherded around. And anyway, it was the first night in the hostel, and I annoyingly was kept up awake by one of the other students. I want to say devil incarnate. I never liked the kid who he kept quite a lot of us up all night, and I was one of the ones that actually didn't get any sleep.
What a bellend.
So I was tired and I was cranky for
the rest of your life, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So unfortunate.
A little bit. But the immediate problem that occurred from being kept up all night was shown when we had to get up the next morning go to the train station, and then go to Spotswood, which is on the Werribee line.
Spotswood.
Which is where Science Works is. Now, I remember getting onto the train and sitting a couple of rows of seats back from everybody else by myself so I could have a little peace and quiet, because I was hating on everybody and the world, as I still do to this day. But the next thing I remember is waking up in an empty train carriage.
That's great. I love it.
In between Spotswood and Werribee, as I later found out.
Cool. That's, yeah.
So I got off the train and
That's a good idea.
bawled my 11-year-old eyes out on the platform with nobody else around. And I was trying to figure out what to do. And naturally, you would think, now when you look back on it, get on a train heading in the opposite direction and try and find your way back to Science Works. No.
But that's logical, and you're a small infant.
Yes. But then
Sort of.
What went through my mind was I may have slept to the end of the line and the train's gone back the other way. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Still in a loop that you should have stayed on then.
Yeah, I didn't know how the train system worked. So I'm standing there bawling my eyes out, and this lovely, I think she was probably she had a headscarf on, so I'm presuming she was a Middle Eastern woman that came up, and she sort of consoled me and patted me on the back. She didn't speak English, which was a little bit difficult. And she sort of asked me where I needed to be, and I said Science Works and Spotswood. And she looked a little confused, and then she sort of pointed in a direction, and the train, in the way that, fortunately for her, that the next train was coming, and it was going towards Werribee, which is, as I found out, the wrong direction. So I got on this train, ended up at the end of the line in Werribee. And by this time I calmed myself down.
Wait. So she pointed a direction, but you thought she was pointing at a train going the other direction.
No. She pointed to the train and then pointed in the way that it was the direction it was going.
Right.
So she insisted getting on this train would take me to the right place.
Oh, so she was wrong.
Yes.
Or just wrong.
Yeah. So I got on this train, and anyway, I calmed myself down, and by the time it got to Werribee and the announcement came over, this train is terminating at Werribee, all please disembark.
Yes.
So I got off, and I'm thinking, okay, this is fun. So I went down, and this was the point. This is pre-Mikey and like you had the paper tickets that went in. And I walked out of the station, and I walked down and into the old stations where you'd walk down from the platform and there'd be the exits out onto the road or the shopping centre or whatever. And there was always these booths in the walls where you could buy packets of crisps and everything like that, and buy tickets. And I'm waiting in line, and I get up there, and I couldn't even reach the top bench. So I'm standing up and
Please, sir, can I have tickets?
Yes.
To Science Works?
Can you tell me how to get to Spotswood? And I've only got $5, so I hope this is enough. And the woman behind me, she was just like, are you supposed to be with somebody? And I turned around and I was like, well, yes, I'm supposed to be with a school group, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so she sort of took charge of me, I suppose, and then we got on the train and heading back, and I got her name completely wrong. She worked at Maya. I can't actually remember her name now.
Jeff.
But she said, I'm supposed to be going to work, but it's okay. I'll get off with you at Spotswood and I'll walk you to Science Works. And I remember getting off the train, and we're walking, the train station was sort of at the end of the main street in Spotswood, I think. And we were walking towards Science Works, which was at the end of the road. And I remember walking along, having a nice chat. She was asking me where I'm from, blah, blah, blah. And then I remember this big, massive VP Commodore, this blue thing with a blue light that had been strapped to the top of it, come roaring around the corner and pull up in the park beside it. And this, what was it? It was Connex at that point that was running Melbourne's light rail service. And this guy in a Connex uniform gets out and he puts on his hat and he points at me and he's like, are you Jarrod Ring? And I'm like, yep. And he's like, get in the car. And I'm like, okay. And I waved goodbye to this lady, got in the car, and then he shot off down the end of the road to Science Works at like, probably not that quick, but it felt like 100 kilometres an hour, and roared into the car park, to which I then saw the teacher who was running the camp, Mr. White, and another teacher who was on the camp, Ms. Bates. Ms. Bates was bawling her eyes out. Mr. White was swearing on his mobile phone, just very loudly, saying, fuck, I've lost a child, fuck this, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And I remember getting out of the car and this man in the Connex uniform looking particularly pleased with himself because he'd found the kid. And I was hugged by Miss Bates, who was just still bawling. She's like, you're alive!
Yes, fortunately for you.
Yeah, and anyway, it all calmed down after that. And I was sort of treated as, all the kids thought it was fantastic that I got lost.
Yeah, that is funny.
But the parent that was supposed to be looking after me and my group was not feeling fantastic, and nor was my buddy. My buddy, who was supposed to be, you're supposed to know where one another are, he kept telling everybody that I was just in the toilet. For 3 hours! He just kept telling everybody, oh, Jarrod's in the toilet.
Genius.
Yeah.
What a plan.
What had
Taking a really big poo.
when they
Too many beans.
Also, when they realised that I was lost, they rang the principal, who then went over to my parents' place of work, which was quite close to the school, and then
Child's been molested.
Yeah,
Lost. Fuck.
who then started crying with my mum in the shop as my dad sort of had to console them and serve customers. And then, now I'm here. And that's the story of how I got a mobile phone. Because
that's a wild turnaround at the end.
From every point after that, I had to have a mobile on me because Mum was a little bit paranoid that I would get lost again, which is perfectly understandable. I was lost for 3 hours, so Jarrod got a mobile.
That's why you should learn microchip your children so they can. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of a long story, but yeah, that was fun. I got lost, and now I know how trains work.
Great.
Excellent.
Any final points?
Listen to Flight Facilities. See live music, because live music's good for you. If you've got a buddy, kill them.
Wait.
No, not kill them, sorry.
Get a new one.
Yeah, get a new one. Trade them in for a better
Even if
model.
you've got one, just get a new one.
Get a new one, because they will lose you.
Sorry, this one's infected. Great, so that's pretty much the end.
Yeah.
Of that.
We'll be back next week, sadly, for you.
Fuck.
Yeah, David, sorry, I'm going to actually have to make you talk next week again.
No.
Every Sunday afternoon. He just does this. He just complains.
That's my only talking for the week is just about, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
On a Sunday in the afternoon, I just have a talk. And then I don't speak.
And then he's fine. So, see you next week.